We will now begin the pre-meeting for the June 4th, 2026 Planning and Zoning Commission meeting. Do we have someone to go over the agenda this evening?
Good evening, everyone. All right, starting off with old business, item 1A, this applicant has asked for this item to be withdrawn. So nothing on that. Takes us to old business, item 2A. This is a request for an extension of approval for a site plan, multi-tenant retail building with a drive-through for Scooters Coffee located at Lot 4 of Shady Creek Commercial at Highway N and Lake St. Louis Boulevard. This plan was approved last year in 2025, excuse me. And there had been a delay in finding tenants for the remaining space of the building, so they kind of delayed their construction. They're ready to move forward, so they're requesting approval of this while they get their construction plans approved. So here is the site, Lake St. Louis Boulevard, Highway N, out here. And this is out in front of the Willows, if you're familiar with that. So here's the elevations. And I'll take any questions on that.
Yes, Commissioner Nunnery?
Nothing changed, right?
No, nothing on the plans changed.
Thank you.
All right, let's go on.
Okay. Next is new business, items 1A and 1B. This is a request for approval of a conditional use permit to allow for indoor commercial recreation at 1242 Bryan Road for a golf simulator business. This is within Hillman Farm Plaza. They are not planning on selling any food or drinks. They'll have prepackaged drinks, and then we'll partner with nearby food restaurants to allow food inside. And staff's recommending approval of the conditional use permit. Any questions?
Members of the commission, does anyone have any questions regarding this agenda item?
Madam Chair,
Yes, Commissioner Seymour.
do you know the hours of operation?
We do. It's in the staff report. I don't have it in front of me, but yes, we did get the hours of operation from them.
Thank you.
Yeah, we can pull that up for you.
All right, then let's go on.
All right, that's it. That's all we got tonight.
All right, well, then we'll take a recess until 7 o'clock for our regular meeting. We will now begin the June 4th, 2026 Planning and Zoning Commission meeting. Tracy, can you do the roll call?
Chairperson Carolyn Thomas,
Present.
Vice Chairperson Nunnery,
Present.
Mayor Hennessy,
Present.
Councilman Cascella,
Present.
Commissioner Seymour,
Present.
Commissioner Nagar,
Present.
Commissioner Baust,
He's excused.
Commissioner Heath,
Present.
Commissioner Egemeyer,
Present.
Commissioner Holting,
Present.
Commissioner Hawbaker,
Here.
Commissioner Lammert,
Present.
Commissioner Swab.
Present.
Mary, will you lead us in the pledge?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Members of the commission, you have in front of you the agenda for this evening's Planning and Zoning Commission meeting. Do we have a motion to approve the agenda as presented?
So moved, Nunnery.
Second, Seymour.
All right, we have a motion and a second to approve the agenda for the June 4th, 2026 Planning and Zoning Commission meeting. Members of the commission, cast your votes.
Voting is closed.
All right, the agenda for this evening's meeting has been approved. At this point in the meeting, we open it up to citizens' comments. We have two people who've completed comment cards. The first one, Mr. Arnie Dienoff.
Good evening, members of the Planning and Zoning Commission. My name is Arnie C. A.C. Dienoff, City and County Public Advocate. A couple issues that I want to go or talk about the agenda are, first of all, between the approval of the agenda and citizen comments, the lack of the May meeting minutes. I don't even know where you find our kindergarten written meeting minutes of the Planning and Zoning Commission, but it's a violation of Chapter 89 and other chapters governing political subdivisions that mandate the approval of meeting minutes in a public body. I guess if this body refuses to do the right thing and be transparent with our 102,000 city residents and put them online and approve them in a public meeting like every other board and commission and every other political subdivision across the state of Missouri, I guess we're going to have to get the Attorney General involved, and I might just file a lawsuit in our county circuit court, the 11th Judicial Circuit Court of St. Charles County, and have a judge or the Supreme Court appoint a judge from another county to come and hear the dispute. Number 1A on the agenda is site grading stockpile at North Main Street and Ashford Place Drive. I really don't see the need for this. There was a pretty large hill there. I think that that's been rectified and they've taken care of that situation. I don't see why we need to look at a hill or the storage of materials for at least a year in that area. Their plan is to destroy trees, to take down trees of the lot that's adjacent to Ashford Place Drive and North Main Street. That would be the southeast corner of that intersection. It's a tree lot owned by Mrs. Pieper, and I would think that we wouldn't want to start destroying trees to store a hill of dirt and rocks and other type debris materials. So I would ask that you really ask the applicant a lot of questions. Unfortunately, they didn't have the fortitude or the gumption to show up at the May Planning and Zoning Commission meeting on their application for their site plan for grading and stockpile. The next issue that I'd like to talk about is the consent agenda with the stormwater management and best practices for, I believe there's 4 issues on the agenda. I want to make sure that our staff is checking, that they're doing appropriate inspections, that we don't have any drainage issues or any erosion issues, that the M4 regulations, promulgated rules, and state law through the Department of Natural Resources, St. Charles County, and of course our code that deals with M4 restrictions is being adhered to, so we protect any new residents or any older residents from occurring of flooding issues, erosion control by new construction of these new facilities.
Mr. Dienoff, your time is up.
Thank you.
The other person who's completed a comment card, Mr. Doug Link.
All right. Good evening, Commissioners. I've prepared a very lengthy talk for you today. In either case, I'm just up here to express my thanks and gratitude for having the opportunity to serve on this commission from 2022 to April of this year. When I first joined the commission, I'll admit terms like PUDs, conditional use permits, preliminary plats, and site plans all may as well have been a foreign language to me. But thank you to our exceptional staff and a talented group of fellow commissioners, I was able to quickly learn the intricacies of planning and zoning and develop a much greater appreciation for the important work that all of you do on behalf of our community. The experience over the last 4 years has been both educational and rewarding, and I'm thankful for the knowledge, friendships, and perspective I've gained along the way. I'd also like to congratulate Commissioner Schwab and wish her the very best in her new role on the commission. I have no doubt she'll be a valuable addition to an already outstanding group of individuals. Thank you again for the opportunity to serve, and while my seat on the dais may be changing, my commitment to the community remains the same. If I can be of assistance to any of you ever, please don't hesitate to reach out. Thank you.
Mr. Link, your time's up.
All right, with that, we will close citizens' comments. Under old business this evening, the first item needs to be removed from the table. So this is the request for consideration and motion for action on a site plan for the property at North Main Street for the grading stockpile plan. Do we have a motion to remove this item from the table?
So moved. Seymour.
Second, Nunnery.
All right, we have a motion and a second to remove this item from the table. Members of the commission, cast your votes.
Voting is closed.
All right, this item has been removed from the table, but I want to announce that the applicant has requested that this item be withdrawn and that there'll be no action from the commission on this item this evening. The next item on the agenda this evening under old business is Scooter's Coffee, a request for consideration and motion for action on an extension of a site plan approval for property at Lot 4, Shady Creek Commercial. And this is for an extension of a site plan approval for a multi-tenant retail, including a drive-through kiosk coffee shop. We need a motion to remove this from the table.
So move, Costello.
Second, Seymour.
All right, we have a motion and a second to remove these items, or this item from the table. Members of the commission, cast your votes.
Voting is closed.
All right, this item is now open for discussion. Do we have someone to present the discussion for this item?
Yes, thank you very much. My name is Larry Walker. I'm with Bax Engineering. I'm here tonight, as you mentioned, for a request of a site plan extension for Scooter's Coffee. I believe we were here July of last year for the conditional use and site plan for this particular project. It's at what we call Shady Creek Commercial at Lake St. Louis Boulevard and Highway N. Of course, we're a little small retail center, proposed Scooter's Coffee on the end cap. We're requesting an extension of site plan. Conditional use is still in place. I think kind of what happened was I know the owner was looking for another tenant, and I think they might have got a little involved with their other scooters that in Caledonia, and had a call from them just recently, and it was like, we're not going to get everything in order by July, so we requested a site plan extension. So we're complying with all codes. The packet is exactly what it was last year, not proposing any changes or differences or additions or anything. So I'm happy to answer any questions that you might have about the project.
Members of the commission, does anyone have any questions for the petitioner?
Yeah, I have a question. On the plan, I was kind of looking at it, and I know this has been approved once, but is there an entrance and an exit, or is it the same entrance that I was seeing on there?
To the site itself?
Yeah.
There's just one entrance. There's not one on Lake St. Louis Boulevard, and I can throw something up on the screen. There's not one on Highway N. It's from West Willow Springs, that drive, so it comes in off that secondary drive.
Okay, and then the entrances to the new locations will be in the back, right?
Well, the entrances to
to the new businesses when they're there.
correct, yes. That street will get extended further west because there's 4 lots, and the entrances will all be off that cross-access drive, West Willow Springs, which is on the backside opposite Highway N. Yeah.
Okay, so there's not any perceived problems, I guess, with the traffic flow around there and the vehicles being able to park when the new businesses are up and going is kind of where I was going with it.
No, I don't see any. And for our end cap on the building, that stacking wraps around the entire, 3 sides of the building. So we don't perceive any traffic issues.
Any other questions or comments?
Sure.
Yes, Commissioner Seymour?
Thank you. About how long of an extension are you looking for here?
Standard 12 months. I mean, that's
1 year?
what we were thinking, yeah.
You think it'll take that long for?
I don't think so. It appeared that they were ready to get forward. We had started on our construction documents. So as long as we proceed forward, I mean, I would hope we would have a permit in two months or so, and, you know, they could proceed. You know, whether we get into fall and winter time or something like that, not sure about that, but.
Okay. Thank you, Madam Chair.
If there's no other questions or comments regarding this item on the agenda, do we have a motion regarding this item?
So moved. Nunnery with staff recommendations. Second, Charlie Nagar.
All right, we have a motion and a second to approve the extension of the site plan approval for the property at Lot 4 Shady Creek Commercial for an extension of the site plan approval for multi-tenant retail, including a drive-through kiosk coffee shop. Members of the commission, cast your votes.
Voting is closed.
All right, motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you. First item this evening under new business is a request for consideration and motion for a recommendation to the City Council regarding a conditional use permit for 1242 Bryan Road. Hillman Farm Plaza LLC is the property owner. Golfaholics is the applicant for a commercial recreation indoors. Do we have someone here to present this item on the agenda?
How's everyone doing this evening? My name is James Smith. I'm the proud owner of Golfaholics, located at 1242 Bryan Road. I come here asking you for your approval today with the new facility that I'm building. I just jumped into it now. It's a great business. It's a good offering for the community and a good form of entertainment. It's, there for all people of all ages, hosting birthday parties, corporate events, tournaments, league play, bringing a lot of the community closer together, bringing a lot of money into the city of O'Fallon. It will offer 5 state-of-the-art golf simulators, a 25-foot bar, serving only beer and wine. We will not be serving any food or any open drinks. Everything we will be doing will be partnered up with Irish Gypsy and Denny and Amy, the owners. We will be using their menu next door. We had already spoken and worked out a partnership with them. But that's really just the gist of it. I'm just trying to be a good partner with the O and bring more money into your county. So that's basically where I'm at right now.
Mayor?
James, are you going to put a door in between you and the Gypsy if you're going to be bringing food over?
So I haven't worked out those details yet with Denny or Amy, but I know that there's a place over there in Winghaven that they have the same setup right now. They offer beer and wine, but they don't offer food. So they do, what they have is like a separate POS system to where they came and they ordered food off of me. It would be tied right into their restaurant. So whatever I order, it will come on the ticket over there, and it will be rung up over there because they're making the money. I would just be getting a percentage. But it's all in to-go boxes. So as if you were just going to leave, it's not going on a fresh plate or anything of that matter.
So they're not going to bring the food over to
God, no.
where you're at?
No. So yeah, trying to get into the food and everything was a bit tougher than I thought. It was going to cost me about $30,000 to $40,000 in renovations, and I'm just trying to save as much money as possible.
Okay, thanks.
Yes. Any other questions?
Yes, Commissioner Naga.
Hey, good afternoon. So how many of these simulators will you have in that location?
It will be 5 state-of-the-art simulators. They're all being professionally installed. I have the people coming in on June 8th of this month, actually. I had to postpone it because of this meeting and things of that matter and getting approval. But Patty Brown has been very helpful with me and walking me through the process of everything. But basically gave me the green light for June 8th. But to answer your question, it's 5 state-of-the-art bays, 14 feet wide by 14 feet in depth. That's really it, all fire safe. The same material and everything I'm using is the same one that same company that X Golf is using over on K. So when I initially spoke with the fire marshal and the people that matter, they said as long as it was the same company and everything, that they'd have no issue because I know that there's not a sprinkler system inside of this whole entire plaza. And that was their biggest concern. but neither is X Golf. X Golf doesn't have one either. So that's why they said as long as it's the same company, same material, then everything would be fine there. So, but that's it. We're very excited to be there. It's a very, very nice place. It's more of a, looks like a Ruth Chris. You know, it's very nice, stone veneer, you know, very nice hardwood floors, very high ceilings, dark, good lighting. Very excited, and we welcome everyone to come up and join us. So,
All right, well, good luck, buddy.
I appreciate you, man. Thank you very much, sir.
Real quick.
Commissioner Seymour?
Thank you, Madam Chair. About how much an hour are you guys charging?
So that's a tough one right now because we want to be competitive with everyone, and that's the reason why I chose to be next to X Golf. But $40 an hour on off peak, but the highest you can go is $50. But we are also thinking about having an affordable night, you know, once a month, to where after 9 p.m. it's $30 all you can play. Whereas there's some people out there who can't afford $40 an hour.
Yep. I mean, I'm a member of Golfaholics Anonymous, so, you know, do you have any meeting rooms?
No, but we definitely want to try and drive in fundraisers and things of that matter too. So, I mean, we're very big as far as giving back to the community and helping, especially during Christmas and times of that matter. So, any ideas you guys have as well, throw them our way.
Is it possible that you could like charge like a fee, like a membership fee, get reoccurring revenues?
Yes, we will do membership fees. We do what we call as a practice pass. That's $69 a month. It gives you 4 hours a month. If you wanted additional hours, $22 an hour on top of that, plus 10 to 15% off on drinks. And then you have $149 a month, which will be our most common and most popular. And that will be, I believe it's 10 hours a month and 15% off, you know, drinks, and then deals on 15% off your tournaments, your leagues, and you can book 14 days out and things of that matter. Then you have your elite package, which is unlimited on peak hours, off peak hours, just whenever you want to come in, as long as you book within 7 days out.
One of the things too, real quick, sorry. I noticed the hours of operation on the weekends were really short. I was just curious why that is.
Well, I have 3 kids too, man, and like right now I'm trying to do all this on my own, and I'm going to be there dedicated 10 hours a day, 7 days a week. Right now, just me, myself, and I. So, but I'm very confident and I'm very good at what I do, and nobody can run the business better than I can. So that's what I'm there for. But then once we get going, you know, we'll be open a little bit later. But it's going to be entertainment too. It's very nice. Once you come in there, you won't want to leave.
This is a public comment, and we have one person who's completed a comment card. So if you'll step aside,
Sure.
We'll let him come up and speak, and then you come up again after he speaks.
Absolutely.
Mr. Dinoff?
Thank you, members of the commission. My name is Arnie C. AC Dinoff, City Public Advocate. This plaza has been struggling during the years, so there's been a vacancy as long and as far as I can remember. I'm glad to see a new business step up to the plate and occupy this one of these retail locations. I'm also glad and relieved that I heard that he worked out a partnership with the Irish Gypsy, because I was afraid that it might lead to some unfair competition for the Irish Gypsy in the same plaza. It seems like he has a good plan. I looked at the layout of his 5 stalls or simulators, and I agree with the hours of operation. The only thing I am concerned about is, I believe after looking at the Missouri Department of Revenue, the sales tax definition, I believe that simulators don't qualify for sales tax. So my question is, how much, what is the anticipated generation, if any, of sales taxes, and will there be retail offerings of golf accessories? Otherwise, I'd ask unanimous consideration of a recommendation to the full City Council. Thank you, Madam Chairwoman.
All right. Mr. Smith, would you like to come forward again?
Yeah, I'm not really sure on how I could answer that question, just due to the simple fact is, yeah, all right. So, but whatever you guys, you know, need from me, you just go ahead and just ask me and we'll work something out. Is that fair enough? Okay.
So did you see the conditions on the staff report? The conditions that they put on,
Conditions as far as the contingencies and things of that matter?
yeah, things that they want you to do
Yes,
as
of
part of
course.
the approval and,
Yes, well, I've already been in the works as far as getting everything done. I know as far as, I've followed everything as far as getting my permits, getting my, I had to get an architect that do the drawing plans, and we just literally pulled 2 permits, and then I got my banner sign permit and things of that matter. So I've been following everything, and I think I bugged Patty Brown like 2 or 3 times a day to make sure that I'm definitely on it. She even calls me to congratulate me for getting it done right the first time. So,
well, good.
yes.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure you
No,
saw
that's
those, I know.
no valid question.
All right, members of the commission, does anyone else have any comments or?
Motion to approve per staff recommendations, Hennessy.
Second, Charlie Nagar.
All right, we have a motion and a second for a recommendation of approval to the city council for the conditional use permit for 1242 Bryan Road. Hillman Farm Plaza LLC is the property owner. Golfaholics is the applicant for commercial recreation indoors. Members of the commission, cast your votes.
Voting is closed.
All right, motion carries. Now, will this be at the next city council meeting?
Yes. Hold on. Mr. O'Keefe, he's got his equipment coming in on the 8th, but this doesn't come to the council until the 11th. Is there a problem?
Since
You got to come before the city council
I have
on
to
the
come
11th
of this month?
of this month.
Okay,
So this is just a recommending body,
sure.
but the council has to approve your conditional use permit.
Okay,
So you said you got equipment coming in on the 8th.
yes.
The council doesn't meet till the 11th.
Okay,
I just want to, if you're going to, if you're going to put your equipment in, you're taking at your own risk. I'll put it
Sure.
to you that way,
right.
before it comes to the city council.
Yeah, the problem is this, which I have to take the risk because these
Oh,
people are flying from
And
Canada.
that's fine. I just wanted to give you a heads up.
Yes, sir. I appreciate the
That
transparency.
the thing, the city council's got to approve the conditional use permit.
And that would be the first reading on, introduction and first reading on the 11th, right?
Yeah. I got it. I got it.
All right.
You know what I'm thinking, so don't.
So, okay, with that, so you know what you need to do.
All right, and so I will see you all back here on the 11th
7:30.
at 7:30?
7:30.
All right. I appreciate everyone's time. Thank you very much.
Thanks,
Am I
sir.
free to leave now?
Yeah, yes.
All right.
And if you have any questions, you can certainly talk to city staff about that, so.
No, I'm pretty crystal clear. The only real quick, I'm not going to bother you guys anymore. The parking in front of Irish Gypsy it's a madhouse. Is there any way I can put up signs in a few of those by my front building?
That is up between you and the property owner.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
it is?
between you and, yeah.
That's not the city, that would be you and the property owner.
Fair enough. That was my next question. All right. That's all I got.
Thanks, sir. Good luck.
Thank you very much.
The next item on the agenda this evening is the consent calendar. And on the consent calendar this evening, we have several stormwater management and best management practices, facilities maintenance agreements. This is for the Bourbon Garden, for the Sports Hotel, for the O'Fallon Sports Center, and for Dutch Bros at Crossroads Plaza. Do we have a motion to approve the consent calendar this evening?
So moved, Nunnery.
Second, Seymour.
All right, we have a motion and a second to approve the consent calendar for the June 4th, 2026 Planning and Zoning Commission meeting. Members of the commission, cast your votes.
Voting is closed.
All right, the consent calendar for this evening's meeting has been approved. At this point, we have the city council update.
Yeah, a couple things on that last month. The bill for the final plan for the Caballo Farms was reconsidered, and that was approved on the 14th. And on the 28th, the rezoning and area plan for the Caballo Farms addition was approved as well.
All right, with that, Yes, Commissioner Naga. Sure, of course.
So I just want to let everybody know, new addition to Wing Haven, the EMS station number 34 had the ribbon cutting on Saturday. I attended that. It's already the second most popular EMS station in the city of O'Fallon, according to Matt. I asked him what his most popular call was, and he said people falling down and getting injured. So be careful at home. Don't be hurting yourself. And I want to remind everybody, we got the Heritage and Freedom Festival coming up July 1st through the 4th, so plan on attending that. It's fun for the whole family.
Thank you. All right, with that, we will adjourn the June 4th, 2026 Planning and Zoning Commission meeting.